In this episode, we head north to the World Heritage listed site of Hampi. We explore the temples and royal complexes of Hampi's ruins, check out a local waterfall, and enjoy the epic scenery of this special location. And we're off.
Yes, a hospit, here we come, a gateway to Hampi.
I'm just out having a quick look around before sunset, and the place is just beautiful. There are just these sort of 7th and 8th century ruins and temples everywhere.
Down below me you can see Hampi's main temple. We are staying just behind that in a guest house. This place is stunning and we've only scratched the surface on our first morning here. It is a beautiful evening here in Hampi. We're strolling along the steps that lead down to the river. Loads of people out bathing, doing their laundry, dangling their feet in the water. It's a fantastic evening. We are enjoying a lovely sunset at Sunset Point on Hemakuta Hill. We are directly facing it, ruins everywhere. It is beautiful. We're at the Saga Hotel here in Hampi and it's really cool. Every dish is 30 rupees and they do padus, which we have here. They do idlis, they do pretty basic dosas, which are really tasty. And they do puris as well. Every dish comes with a chili, which is, it turns out, you can get a hot one. I got a very hot one. Hampi is gorgeous. I'm looking, well, behind me is west, and we're looking up the river. We're going to walk up to the waterfalls. We're not expecting much, but supposedly it's really scenic. We can see people washing their clothes in the river. It's a really bouldery landscape. Rice paddies dotted amongst the boulders and banana trees, loads of ruins. It's just gorgeous. Okay, we're close. We're very close. We're in the riverbed, but it's really wide, and we're trying to find the waterfalls. Google Maps says they're that way. There's been a few tracks we could follow. We think we've marked the palm tree that is the track back to the road, and we're just exploring. It's fun.
And the adventure continues. We're now down in a creek bed. Looks like we found a track. That's good news.
This is significantly more intrepid than I was expecting. Every now and again you see a stick stuck into the rocks, or like a tiny little white painted arrow, but we haven't seen anything for ages. Luckily Kel is an amazing terrestrial navigator when it comes to getting back to where she's already been, so I'm not so worried about getting back. I would like to find our destination. I hear water.
We have made it to the waterfall. Despite taking about 20 wrong turns, we made it. You can hear it and you can see some of it, but there's just not enough water to make it a huge big waterfall. I'm sure it will be absolutely magnificent in the wet season.
That's right, I'm going for a swim in Hampi Waterfalls.
And now it's back out. We've just got to hope we remember the way, because all the rocks look fairly similar and all the banana trees also look fairly similar. We are now inside the temple that we have been living just behind for the last couple of nights.
So we are here at the Virupaksha Temple in Hampi. It's considered the focal point of the entire Hampi Bazaar. It towers over all of Hampi. It's really beautiful. We can even see it in the distance from the Hampi Waterfall, which is a couple of kilometres away. It was built in 1442. It's the oldest working temple in Hampi. It's covered in monkeys. It's really mysterious, and it's got an elephant named Lakshmi. A bit sad to see the elephant in there. It's not tied up, but it doesn't have the greatest movement in the world. But it's an awesome, awesome temple here in Hampi.
So both sides of this street for 100 metres or more is lined with this old bazaar. Now the story goes, and what we've heard, is that until not too recently these were filled with shops and people selling things, and then the government's come in and just kicked them all out and moved all the shops to the car park, so this place has become empty again, so it can be a little bit more protected. So now a lot of these little spaces are used for motorbike parking. I'm not sure that was what UNESCO meant when they wanted it protected, but yeah. Selfie time for Al.
Yeah, won't miss you.
This place is amazing, especially at this time in the evening when the sun's going down. The light just reflects off all the rocks. For miles around you can see these beautiful hills all covered in the same sort of boulders. It is spectacular.
Oh, that was so much fun. So we're winding between these rocks and like big cactus, and kind of you're just totally out in the wops, and then you pop over the ridge and you look down and there is this ancient 16th century temple that's just, you feel like you're the first people to discover it. This place is so neat. Yeah, it's heaps of fun. That's the Akiyutaraya Temple. It's beautiful.
This is absolutely amazing. I feel like I'm an explorer. I know that sounds a bit silly, but you sort of feel like you're discovering it the first time because it's just so raw. There's no one around, there's no signs, there's nothing keeping you off anything. It is just absolutely beautiful.
And now we're in Suli Bazaar, which was the red light district of the Hampi area back in the 1600s. Everything's kind of glowing orange because it's sunset. I mean, you could spend weeks in Hampi.
So in Hampi there's a whole bunch of restaurants in the main town, but out near the bus stop there's a couple of little sort of side stores, and this place does a gobi fried rice, which is cauliflower fried rice. So the cauliflower is in a little bit of batter like that, and then deep fried, and the rice is all spicy and delicious and fresh. It is awesome, and it's 60 rupees. If you're in Hampi, come here, it's delicious. Today's our last day in Hampi, and although we've seen a lot, there is so much more to see, so
We have hired bicycles, 100 rupees each, and we are heading out to the Royal Complex, which is the furthest distance we'll get today, to visit some of the best attractions and then work our way back through some of the other ones, see what time we get home. Bonus, it's not sunny on the day we're doing all the riding. Yes! 20 seconds later, we're pushing, because there's a big steep hill just to start the day.
And our bikes are single speed. We've just stopped off at the Krishna Temple. Now it dates back as far as 1513, and they know this because they found an inscription dated 1513, but it could be a lot older. The next stop on Kel and Al's bike tour of Hampi is the Royal Enclosure.
Yeah, another free site. It's huge, and I mean, a lot of it's in ruins, but it's just so much fun to walk around.
Beautiful.
Nice. Hazararama Temple. This is 15th century. It's also part of the Royal Enclosure, and it is one of the finest examples of its kind. Whoops! Shook up!
It turns out we were going in the back way. The security guards weren't too happy with that. But there's no signs, there's no fences, there's not many roads. So now we're off to get some tickets.
This is the elephant stables in Hampi, and it might be the most impressive thing we've seen so far. You can see those huge doors. Well, each one of those would have housed an elephant, and there's slightly different shapes inside, and it's kind of speculation that that's what it's for, but they're pretty convinced it was the home of the royal elephant.
You can almost imagine the elephant here. Sort of like the one we saw yesterday at the other temple. Okay.
We've just finished at the Zenana enclosure. Now this is one of the 3 things that your 600 rupee entrance ticket gets you to. It's really pretty inside. It's a fully walled enclosure. There's some watchtowers. The highlight is the Lotus Mahal, a really pretty 2-story building. Very Islamic Indian style architecture again. There's also the basement of the Queen's Palace, because this was the ladies' quarters of the massive royal enclosure. This is the Vittala Temple, one of the absolute highlights of the area. It was built in the early 1400s and demonstrates the high point of this style of architecture.
And this is what this temple is really famous for. Stone carved chariots, all carved out of a single piece of rock. Vittala Temple is now officially my favourite. This place is stunning.
Yep, you're good. Right, if you want. Happy journey.
That's the end of Hampi for us. We have loved it.
I'd come back. I mean, it's gorgeous. Yeah, it is a very cool spot.
What does an elephant say?
Trumpet?